Tony, question for you. For our cold open, what is the best Thanksgiving food?
Stuffing.
Really?
Yes.
Stuffing in your turkey or just stuffing as is?
I hate turkey.
You hate turkey?
Yes.
I love turkey.
And
It's
I
my
hate
second
it.
favorite Thanksgiving food. Maybe third favorite.
What's your first and second?
Sweet potatoes, but specifically in a casserole format, and red wine. Some beer and football. I mean,
Yeah.
great holiday.
Yeah.
10 out of 10. You hate turkey?
Yes. It's like you and me, you and hot dog, but you and hamburgers that you had no idea I like hamburgers.
Because you wouldn't eat them for the longest time.
Yeah.
You want to talk about sports?
Yes, I want to talk about sports.
You want to get a real job? You want to talk about sports?
Sports.
Sports?
Sports.
Sports?
Sports.
All right, sports it is.
Welcome to Tony's Upset, a sports podcast fueled by autism and brotherhood. I'm your host, Tony Chinelli, along with my co-host, Gianni Chinelli. How are you, Gianni?
I'm doing really well, but Tony, you're very like Mac Jones right now. You're playing injured. You want to explain to the audience what happened?
Yes, I got braces
Yeah,
this week, so my...
Tony is a dental anomaly, but not in the best way. He's missing a ton of teeth, so we're doing a bunch of work to fix that right now. But he had to get braces, and he is not thrilled about it. But we're hoping the best for him. I think he'll be fine, but right now it's just that initial painful moment. So if he sounds a little bit off, that's why. But you should know, maybe the timing on this is kind of poor. One of the things that we're working on as a podcast is I'm going to be pushing Tony to speak a little bit more. So if you get tired at any point, just tap me on the shoulder. I'll help out. But Tony, what are we talking about first today?
Yes, so first we're going to be talking about some college football. Now, I watched a couple of these games. I didn't watch a lot, but the most game I had my eye on was Alabama versus Oklahoma. Crimson Tide versus the Sooners. And, Oklahoma just played really well. They had 4 sacks, and they forced 3 turnovers. And a huge turnover was that Oklahoma got as they picked off Alabama's quarterback, Ty Simpson, and took it back 87 yards to the house for a defensive touchdown. And Oklahoma's defense has played really well. The quarterback, Sean Mateo, who was a Heisman finalist that we're going to be talking about, but then got injured, really wasn't playing well. He had a good game. He was 15 for 23, 136 yards. He got outplayed by Alabama's quarterback, Ty Simpson, who people have been talking about, probably a Heisman finalist. Maybe could have been a top 10 quarterback. He had a really good game. He was 25 for 42, 326 yards, 1 touchdown, and that interception that Oklahoma took back. But, Oklahoma's defense just made the bigger plays.
What's interesting is looking at this Oklahoma stat line, top rusher, 10 carries for 34 yards, not great. Jermichael Carter, top receiver, 3 receptions for 36 yards. When you look at the stat line, as a fact already, you've got a defensive touchdown in the second quarter. Then you've got 2 field goals, 1 in the third and 1 in the fourth. And then maybe 1 offensive touchdown?
Yeah.
I mean, it was a weak offensive performance, but it was a good performance, I think, overall from Oklahoma.
Oh, it was
the
defense
won the game.
The defense won, yeah.
Yeah. It's interesting because Alabama seemed to outproduce them. I mean, their running back had 2 touchdowns. They had 3 touchdowns as an offense and still lost this game. That's crazy. What else happened this week in football?
Now, this is a game I didn't watch as I was watching the Indiana game, which I've been believing in them. But Texas A&M, a lot of people thought they should have been number 1 this week in the college football committee. I didn't think so. And everybody's been talking, well, they should be number 1 for a few weeks. They were down 30-3 to South Carolina. Now, South Carolina was 3-6, but they've had a good quarterback in Warner Marsalis. They're a good team, but again, his quarterback, who could have been a first-round draft pick in Warner Marsalis, has been injured, blah, 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 but he's still a good quarterback. But Texas A&M was down 30-3 at halftime and came back to win 31-30.
They shut him out in the second
Yes,
half.
they did.
And they scored 3 touchdowns in the third quarter and 1 in the fourth. I mean, that's impressive.
That is.
That's a real. I feel like it's a coaching win too. Hey, wait, is that Concepcion?
Yep.
Who used to play for NC
Yes.
State? Wow. 7 receptions for 158 yards. That's crazy. Oh my goodness. Okay, do you want to talk about the next game, or you got anything else you want to talk about here? Marcel Reed had a good game. 3 touchdowns,
Marcel Reed, Seattle.
439 yards.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
I think he is a sneaky.
You think he's a sneaky Heisman guy?
Yeah.
We're talking about Heisman candidates next week, so maybe we should add him to the list.
Yeah.
Okay. Next up, we're going to talk Texas Longhorns against the Georgia Bulldogs. Texas coming in number 10. Georgia coming in number 5. Now, what's interesting here is Texas still has Arch Manning.
Yeah.
Still a lot of conversation. Again, I don't think this conversation is helpful for Arch Manning. I think he just needs to, he doesn't need to go to the NFL, right?
No.
He needs a couple more years. We need to figure out who he is, because I think everyone thought they knew who he is, and I think the jury's still out. But Tony, talk to me about the game.
He had a good stat line, though, I believe. 27 for 43, 250 yards, 1 touchdown, but an interception. But, it's kind of wondering what happened with the Georgia's defense, or the Texas defense did not show up. This Gunner Stockton was phenomenal.
He was gunning. Go ahead.
Wish I had used that. Oh, he was 24 for 29, 229 yards for 4 touchdowns and an interception.
That's a really good stat line. The other thing that was crazy about this game is when Georgia scored a touchdown to go, I think 2 touchdowns ahead, they immediately followed it up with an onside kick. And I think they had even told the news, hey, we're going to do something on special teams this week to just mess with them. And Texas didn't see it coming. And they recovered the onside kick, and they kept momentum. And
Texas had momentum. They were still thinking, they could have been a still playoff team. But they're not a playoff team anymore.
Yeah. Are Texas on fraud watch? 7-3.
I think they've been on fraud watch. Penn State finally won. They beat Michigan State.
Okay.
Michigan State's not a good team, but...
Yeah. How's Michigan doing? Did they win? I can look it up real quick. I'm curious, because we've talked about Bryce Underwood before.
Yes, no, they won it, yes. Michigan won it on a last-second field goal against Northwestern.
Is Northwestern good?
Northwestern's 5-6 this year. I remember, I was yes, they barely beat Northwestern.
24-22.
22, yep.
Let's see, Bryce Underwood, 2 interceptions, but 280 yards, 21
But
32.
no, nothing to show of. No touchdowns.
It looks like the running back really carried them there. Yeah, he's good. Who did we watch the other day play? Was it Notre Dame versus Navy? They had a good running back.
Yep, Jeremiah Love.
Yeah, very good. You know who else played in a very famous game? Yale played who?
Probably an Ivy League. Yeah. Penn probably was it. No, it was. Just look up Yale.
Princeton. Yale versus Princeton. What I don't understand, Yale's 7-2. That's the first thing I don't understand. And I don't mean to lean into a stereotype. How are you a nerd enough to go to Yale, but also be on the football team? You know what I mean? You're telling me that there are offensive linemen.
You just thought of that?
No, I think about this all the time.
About that for years.
I think about that all the time. I think about that when I sleep. I think about that when I eat. I think about that when I shave, Tony.
Okay.
All the time I'm thinking about, you're telling me that there are 270-pound guys who play center or 280-pound guys who play nose guard or defensive tackle for Yale who also have a perfect SAT score? Who are also
No, these are just guys who...
I'm telling you, you can't get into Yale.
What about Princeton and Harvard?
Tony, this isn't like Alabama where you don't have to actually go to class. Or Chapel Hill where you don't have to go to class.
What about basketball players?
These are real places where you have to go to class.
Oh, yeah. What about star basketball players who go to Ivy League schools?
Yeah, but how many are those? Jeremy Lin? Anyone else? Can you name anyone else? You know who else was smart?
Who?
Richard Sherman. think he went to Stanford. Stanford's not an Ivy League school, but it's pretty close. Anyways, anything else college football you want to talk about before I toss it to you for UFC?
No.
Okay, let's talk UFC 322. Where was this located?
This was UFC 322 was located in New York City at the Madison Square Garden.
Ooh, okay. Talk to me about the fights.
So there were two huge fights. So, but people were moving up. So Valentina Shevchenko, who was the flyweight champion, she was facing Sean Wei Lee, who was the strawweight champion, who gave up her belt to move up to challenge for the flyweight championship, and she was looking to become the second ever female to ever become a two-division champion. But unfortunately, Valentina Shevchenko showed her championship worth and won it. Now, these two title fights weren't amazing.
Yeah.
The
They
main
both
card
went
was
5
huge.
full rounds.
Yes.
And they won by decision. So there was no knockouts. No big strike, it's done, put him to bed.
No.
None of that. Continue.
The other one was Jack Della Maddalena was defending his welterweight championship for the first time against probably the GOAT of MMA, Islam Makhachev, who gave up his lightweight champion to move up to become a welterweight, and he became the 11th or 12th UFC fighter to ever hold a two-division belt. Now, there's been fighters.
Did he land 75% of his strikes?
Yes, but he also has 4. So there's been this
4 takedowns.
Yes. 20 minutes in control time. No,
I mean, honestly, looking at this, Tony, looking at the stat line, Jack Della Maddalena, 40% on strikes.
Just he got taken down.
0 takedowns. I mean...
Yeah, just he was facing the best fight.
Now, is Jack Della Maddalena, is he good?
Yeah, he was on an 18-fight winning streak.
Holy... So wait, but his record is 18-3, so you're telling me he lost 2 fights, won 18, and then he lost this one?
Yes. His first 2 professional fights he lost.
It's crazy. That's almost a great story.
Yeah.
Australian. Okay. That's crazy. Bo Nickel fought, right?
Yes, Bo Nickel.
Now, I went after Bo Nickel the other week.
Yes, you did.
And he showed me I was wrong. I think I might have called him Bo Penny, and I think he came out as Bo Quarter.
Any revenge that was from Whitney than the widow. No, not like he was better than the widow who is now.
We all know the Vancouver fight didn't look great. Do we know whether or not... The quitter, exactly. Do we know whether or not he was sick? Do we have any information on that?
Yes, they said that he was sick.
Okay.
I don't remember what he had the norovirus, they said.
Anything else on this fight card you want to talk about? Anything important?
No, well, the fight card, except for the 2 championship fights, were great. All ended on knockouts. Michael Morales, who there's been talk who's been in the same division, and the welterweight division is probably one of the best.
And he's 19-0.
Yes, 25 young. I think he should get the next title shot.
Yeah, totally. So that was a round 1 knockout, and then another round 2 knockout.
By Carlos Pilates over former welterweight champion Leon Edwards.
And then Benoit Saint Denis
destroyed Benil Donius in just 16 seconds with a knockout. I saw that. That was...
Any underdog comebacks here, or any?
So, crazy story. Go to the prelim cards.
Go to the prelims. Okay,
yes.
I gotta find them.
Go up.
Oh, prelim cards.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. You really do know how to use this way better than me.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
There was this prospect named Malcolm Wellmaker. Go down. He was undefeated. He knocked out everybody. And he took on this guy named, it's kind of weird, but his name was Ethan, but he spells it wrong, Ulaine, who took the fight on 48-hour notice. And he lived in Los Angeles, so he had to fly got the call and beat this guy in Malcolm Wellmaker on 2-day notice.
The Professor Finesser is his nickname.
Yes.
Where is he from? He's U.S. Okay, he's from the U.S. Ethan, yeah, that is a weird way to spell Ethan. I'm not gonna lie. Ethyn. If you're looking for baby names out there, Ethan with a Y. I mean, whatever. But yeah, Malcolm Wellmaker, you're telling me this guy was like hot prospect, and then they had to call a dude in last minute.
Yes. And he won a unanimous decision. Ethan.
That's crazy. Both American guys. A lot of Russians on these cards. Whole lot of Russians on these cards. Oh, man. Okay. So that is a really good call out. Then we said there was a Bo Nickel fight. That was apparently a crazy finish. Go watch that unless you're squeamish. Any other fights here you want to talk about? You want to call it a day?
No, let's call it a day.
All right. Thank you for listening to Tony's Upset, a sports podcast fueled by autism and brotherhood. Goodbye, y'all. Nice job, dude.
Thanks, Ethan.